Meg, it's good to see you under these unusual circumstances. I thought of your company, of course, given it would have seemed that it was well positioned to capture people who are on the move. And we are an economy right now in which people are not on the move. They're home. Did that hurt the launch at all, or were you still pleasantly surprised?
Well, first of all, great to see you again, as you said, under these unusual circumstances. But it didn't hurt us at all. We had 1.7 million downloads in the first week, which exceeded our plans and our expectations. And the app's very popular. And I have to say, it's one of the most successful launches of a completely new brand and a completely new app. And interestingly, we did see that people are watching Quibi 7 in the morning till 7 at night during their in-between moments. We thought the in-between moments before COVID-19, we thought the in-between moments would, of course, be out and about, commuting, etc. Well, it turns out people have in-between moments at home, in between Zoom calls, in between wrangling the kids, in between, taking care of the house and things like that. So we don't actually think it hurt us. We're delighted by the launch.
And what are your expectations from here? I mean, obviously, you want to try and inculcate this kind of behavior in those who are using it. You are offering it, I believe, at a discounted or free rate for some time. Always a question as to how many people will stay with the service. Do you have any sense for that, or is it simply too early?
It's very early. We decided when COVID hit, we had to make a whole host of changes around our launch, but we also decided that if you signed up by the end of April, we'd give you 90 days free trial. And we thought that was the right thing to do during this really unusual time. And of course, that resulted in, as I said, a great start. We were the #1 entertainment app in the Google Play Store. We were the #2 entertainment app in the App Store, only behind TikTok. And so we'll see where we go from here. We'll know, this cohort will know that when they roll to pay, which will be about 3 months from now, but we'll have indications early on. What we do know is people are watching a lot of content. In fact, anyone who starts a show, 80% watch it through the entire first episode, which is unprecedented. And they're also doing a lot of sharing. If they like a show, they'll share it with a friend. So we're seeing the beginnings of word of mouth.
Right. Now, you've been preparing.
Uh-oh, lost you.
Oh, I think we lost David. Go ahead.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what
Meg,
his
we lost
question
David.
was. Yeah.
Sorry, Meg, it's Sarah Eisen. I have no idea what David was going to ask, so I'll just jump in with a few of my own questions.
Okay,
I know you built this platform for mobile only. Are you considering, given the new realities, expanding it to OTT or for smart TVs as well?
Yeah. So we thought about that up front, but we really wanted to get it right for mobile. But now the current situation, we're talking to the engineering team about, we had always planned to be able to cast to your TV. And so we're going to see if we can accelerate that in the engineering roadmap. So we'll eventually get there, but it was never a part of the launch. If we'd known about COVID, maybe it would have been.
Yeah, no, it's changed a lot of realities for so many businesses. Meg, what about the advertising market? Do you have concerns there with warnings already out of so many of the social media giants and others about the recession we are now in and how that's going to impact advertising?
Yeah, we sold out our year one advertising to 10 incredible category sponsors. And so they are super enthusiastic about advertising on Quibi. You probably know our patented technology is called Turnstile, where you can see full screen video in both landscape and portrait, no matter how you hold your phone. And interestingly, they are making advertising using Turnstile. So they're excited about a whole new way to reach this, lean forward audience. While they're, singularly focused on their mobile phone. So listen, we're set until April of next year. Obviously, we'll start selling year 2 advertising probably in the fall. We'll see what the environment's like. But if we are on the path that we're on and reach the audience that these advertisers want, maybe we'll be at the top of the platforms they continue to advertise on. And listen, they're excited about our top shows. If you go to the app, you can see trending, which is our most viewed apps and ones that are rising. And they're great shows like Chrissy's Court and Flipped and Most Dangerous Game and Murder House Flipped and Punked and Survive. Thanks a Million, my personal favorite, LeBron James's documentary on his school in Akron, Ohio. So a broad diversity, which the advertisers appreciate as well.
We've all day long we talk about what it's going to be like to reopen various businesses, a restaurant, a factory, an office space. What is the scenario for a production set? What kind of precautions need to be taken? How much of a crew can you get on? And then when does that start filling your backlog in terms of product?
Yeah. Well, the good news for us is that we banked a lot of content before we launched because we weren't sure exactly how much we would want to pull forward or what. So we were really good about getting a lot of our movies and chapters and our unscripted and documentaries really banked. And we have enough content of that kind of show right through November of this year. So we're in good shape there. And then our daily essentials, which is daily news, sports, weather, esports, gaming, etc. Those are produced every day. And you know how you're doing that. It's working and it's high quality. And I think it's working really well. It does create challenges, as you well know. Now, the movie industry in general, of course, is shut down. And it's just like every other business. No one's clear when the sets are going to open up. Certainly, we hope soon, and I know that all of the community in Hollywood hopes that as well. But first priority is take care of people's health and make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah. The other question from me, Meg, is we've seen a lot of analyst research on media companies in general, and actually it's across product categories. People are loading up on pantry items. They're loading up on news content. But as this goes on and household budgets come under more strain, the thinking is they'll stop pantry loading on alcohol. They'll stop pantry loading on cable and content. How much do you worry about strain on subscriptions as we move into the late summer, let's say?
Well, sure. Listen, I think the economic situation for many people in this country is quite challenging. So we have two choices, a $4.99 version with advertising, a $7.99 without advertising. As we said, it's 90 days free for the next 3 months. And I think people will decide what is necessary, what they enjoy. They will certainly be belt tightening, and we'll see what happens. It's impossible to predict. But I think the fact that this is mobile only, very personalized, and relatively inexpensive, I think will stand us in good stead. But there's going to be some tough roads ahead, I'm sure.
How do you think about the question, Meg, as to how many streaming services are too many? How many are we actually going to want to pay for with so many new ones like yours coming online?
Yeah. Well, listen, I think there's lots and lots of streaming services that are long-form content made for the television set. We think we're really different than that. As I said, it's mobile only. So I suspect a consumer will pick one or two, maybe three long-form OTT services, like the great brands out there. I think they'll pick a music service for sure. And I think they'll pick Quibi because there are three different use cases, three different kinds of content, three, time availabilities. If you've got an hour and a half, you might want to sit back on your couch, watch the TV, one of the great streaming services. But if you're moving about your house or ultimately out and about, you'll want to be on your mobile. And so that's the niche that we think we fill. And, it's interesting. I don't think people make a choice between a music service and an OTT movie service. Both fill a portion of their life, and we think we'll be the third one in that group.
Finally, Meg, there's been some reports about legal action demanding that the company be forced to stop using technology that you allegedly stole from this interactive video company. Can you talk about Turnstile? What should investors know?
Sure. So Turnstile was invented completely at Quibi by our own engineers. And in fact, we got a patent on it in February of this year, just a couple of months ago. And you know this, when a new company launches, a new technology company in particular, these kinds of suits happen. We believe it's meritless. We're going to fight it. And we feel like we've got a really good case. What I can tell you is we have a patent and we invented this by ourselves.